Hello, this is Stephanie Calzada with Virtual Hypnosis Clinic, and today I'm going to be talking about hypnotherapy, what it is, why it works, how it works, and then I'm going to cover a few common questions and answers, okay? So starting off, there is a very inaccurate preconceived notion regarding hypnotherapy, from what I've noticed. The common misconception is that hypnotists have this mysterious power to make people do things that they normally wouldn't want to do, or spill some deep, dark secrets that they otherwise wouldn't discuss. And if I ask you what ideas come to mind when you think of what hypnosis is, you might envision the cliche pocket watch swaying from side to side in front of somebody's face as the hypnotist says you are getting very sleepy. Or you might envision some people quacking like a duck on a stage or doing some other silly act. But the truth is, stage hypnosis is far different from therapeutic hypnosis, and it's a very natural state that everybody moves in and out of throughout each day. Most people have experienced hypnosis several times a day throughout their lives. If you've ever been absorbed in a good book, or involved in a movie, or working at your computer, and maybe 1 hour seems like 15 minutes, then you've experienced hypnosis. Our minds function on 4 stages of consciousness. The first stage is called beta. This is the stage when you are awake and you are able to make conscious decisions. The second stage is called alpha, and this is where the brain slows down and narrows its focus. It turns out that during alpha, your brain has 200 times more susceptible, or is 200 times more susceptible to suggestion than when you're in the beta state. And this is why marketing companies will spend millions of dollars on advertising because they get to deliver their message while you're focused on your favorite movie or TV show. Alpha is the stage that's necessary for us to bring about positive change. This is where hypnosis is going to work, and the stage that we're typically going to strive to get to. The third stage is theta, and theta is when you are in a light sleep. In theta, you can be awakened fairly quickly by sound or light touch. For example, this is when you're just falling asleep and when you are just waking up. The final stage is delta, and delta is a deep sound sleep. So as you can see, you are in these various stages in any given day. And alpha is the only stage that's really necessary for hypnotherapy, and you will experience that shortly. In alpha, your mind is slowed down just a little bit. Your focus is narrower, your breathing is slower, and you are more relaxed. Many people who have driven a car, played video games, worked on a computer, or read a really good article have experienced this. Therefore, you cannot really say that to be hypnotized is an unnatural state or foreign. It's a very natural experience, and it's very common to experience this on a regular basis. But since you are 200 times more susceptible to suggestion when you are in a state of alpha, anything beyond that is really unnecessary for most purposes. Programming somebody to lose weight or stop smoking or overcoming a fear or so on and so forth could accomplish goals just being in the alpha state during hypnotherapy. You may even be able to recall every word spoken by a hypnotherapist. And you really don't have to worry if you fall asleep during hypnosis either. It has been discovered by several research groups that hearing acts like a surveillance camera. Your eyes are closed, but your ears cannot close. They always remain open, taking in information consistently. When a mother is asleep and she hears her baby cry, she will awaken immediately. Because the truth is, we never really sleep. A part of our brain is always alert and always hearing. It stays alert to protect us and our offspring. So if someone breaks into your home while you're asleep, you will be alert as soon as you hear a noise. Your hearing is on 24/7, taking in information and recording it. In hypnosis, we use this to our advantage. So even if you fall asleep during the session, your brain is still recording all of the information in your subconscious. So in case you're worried about, what happens if I fall asleep during hypnosis, or what happens if I come out of hypnosis and I remember everything, either way, you're still going to receive benefits from the hypnotherapy session. Some people are worried that they may be too intelligent to be hypnotized. And in fact, intelligence is directly correlated to suggestibility. And the more intelligent you are, the more easily you can be hypnotized. People of below average IQ find it difficult to go into a hypnotic state. And geniuses are naturally close to a hypnotic alpha state most of the time. Therefore, they enter hypnosis fairly easily. This accounts for their ability to transfer information from their subconscious minds to their waking life and bring their creations to the world. And there's no need to worry about not waking up. I know that's another common fear that some clients have, but this cannot happen. Less than 10% of the population achieves such a deep state of trance that they are disassociative or they black out like they do when they receive an anesthetic. Such people are called somnambulists, and they do not consciously remember what happened during hypnosis unless the hypnotherapist suggests that they will. However, even these people will wake up out of the hypnotherapy session. Most people achieve only a light state of trance, which is the alpha state, in which they are still aware of what's happening, although they are completely relaxed and focused. So now that you have a basic understanding of what hypnosis is, I'm going to explain how it works by using a simple metaphor. But first, allow me to describe the three parts of the human mind. The mind is primarily made up of the following three components: the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. The conscious mind is the analytical part of the mind where rational thinking and reasoning takes place. Memory space is limited on this part of the mind. Then there is the subconscious mind, and this is the aspect where hypnosis works. This is like the hard drive of our mind where memory storage is unlimited, and learned habits and behaviors reside here. This part of your mind is programmed in how you behave. And then there's the unconscious mind, and this is where the automatic nervous system controls functions such as breathing, heartbeat, and digestion. And we have no conscious awareness or control over this part. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to explain everything else using just a simple metaphor. I want you to think of the hypnotists as landscapers of the mind. Think of the subconscious mind as the land and the client as the landowner. The client will hire a hypnotherapist to plant seeds into the soil, and what they would like to grow is positive change. So imagine the subconscious mind as this dark, rich soil, but in order to get to that soil, we need to break through the surface of hard dirt and grass. And that, we will say, is the conscious mind. So what we would need is a tool such as the shovel, but what we hypnotherapists use is a tool called deep relaxation techniques. These techniques will help to guide you into an alpha state, which will then allow access to the subconscious mind. And as I've mentioned before, you have probably experienced that state already. During this phase, you will be very relaxed, sort of daydreamy, and perhaps still aware of your surroundings, but your attention is going to be very focused. We're going to guide that attention to the sound of the hypnotherapist's voice. If something arises that requires your attention, you're going to become consciously alert and react. Contrary to the common misconception, there is no mind control. You are still likely to be aware of what's going on. However, your subconscious mind will be present, readily available, and open to suggestion. Once the hypnotherapist has access to the subconscious mind, the next thing he or she will do is plant the seeds, which would be the hypnotic suggestions. And after the seeds have been planted into the soil, the last step will be to close the hole or shut the door to the subconscious mind. And this is done by carefully bringing you back to a full awakening consciousness. At that point, you should awaken feeling alert, rejuvenated, and with an overall sense of well-being. Okay, so let's go over some common questions and answers that I typically get from clients. They want to know, how effective is hypnotherapy? Have there been any case studies? And I'm going to give you the results of one study that was done by the American Health magazine. In this comparative study, they found that in psychoanalysis, 38% showed recovery after 600 sessions. In behavioral therapy, 72% recovery after 22 sessions. And with hypnotherapy, they showed 93% recovery after only 6 sessions. So not only is hypnotherapy highly effective, but it doesn't require a lot of time. The amount of time that it will take will depend on each client and the circumstance. But what I have found that is the typical amount of sessions could be anywhere between 6 sessions and 12 sessions. But like I said, every client's different, every circumstance is different. Why is hypnotherapy so effective? This is another question I get often. Well, hypnosis works on the level of subconscious behavioral patterns. Remember earlier we talked about how learned behaviors and learned habits are stored in the subconscious mind. Well, hypnosis works by addressing negative behavior patterns that have become almost natural to us. So in a way, hypnosis works by kind of shaking things up and giving you a new route, but one that's going to leave you on a path toward success. Some people ask if they will lose consciousness. And as I mentioned above, hypnosis is not sleep. Ordinarily, you will be conscious of everything that goes on when you are in the hypnotic state. Sometimes, though, you may relax so much under hypnosis that you might drift off and lose track of what's happening, or you may even fall asleep. Some people ask, will I reveal deep, dark secrets about myself? And in some psychotherapeutic application of hypnosis, it's very important to uncover mental material that is related to the problem being treated. Material that perhaps you've been ignoring or keeping secrets from others, or even secrets from yourself. However, no such uncovering is needed in many applications of clinical hypnosis. And if you were very uneasy about the possibility of introspective exploration of this kind, we would discuss with our clients in the beginning of the work together. But uncovering such techniques may not be needed to deal with your problem. Some people will ask if they might do something embarrassing or silly during hypnosis. And a clinical hypnotherapist will not make you cluck like a duck or do other things for amusement at your expense. Like I said before, that is stage hypnosis, and it is far different from therapeutic hypnosis. However, sometimes you might act differently under hypnosis than you would in a normal waking state. You may become a little more emotional, but generally the benefits of hypnotic states are quite simply amazing. So others might ask, can I be made to do something that I don't want to do? And as I mentioned in the beginning, contrary to popular belief, people under hypnosis are not captive or spellbound, and we don't have a mysterious power to make people do things that they want to do or go against their better judgment or against their own morals or anything like that. Another question that I get asked quite frequently is, what if I cannot be hypnotized? And the odds are highly against that. Well, the degree to which people can receive hypnosis varies from individual to individual, and there are different suggestibility types. The great majority of people, perhaps 3 out of every 4, can be hypnotized to a sufficient degree to enjoy some of the benefits that hypnosis can offer. Someone once asked me if gullible or simple-minded people are more easily hypnotized, and the answer to that question is not at all. In fact, researchers have found that the more intelligent people are, the more hypnotizable they are. And it seems that openness to new experiences rather than gullibility is actually what is related to the hypnotic ability. Someone once asked if women are more hypnotizable than men. And research has concluded that on average there is no difference correlating between men and women in their hypnotic suggestibility. Another common question is, can hypnosis be dangerous to mental health? The state of hypnosis is very safe, 100% natural, and free from complications. It is probably no more disturbing to your mind than ordinary sleep. For most people, however, the experience of hypnosis is pleasantly relaxing and refreshing. The only after effects that you are likely to experience are possible drowsiness, a little bit of disorientation for the first few minutes after awakening, possibility is stiff neck or maybe a minor headache. But all of these side effects are transient and they are harmless, and they should go away shortly, maybe just a few minutes after you've awakened from hypnosis. So that concludes this brief overview of hypnotherapy. But if you would like to learn more, or if you would like to contact me with any questions, you can find me, visit my website at virtualhypnosisclinic.com, or you can email me at virtualhypnosisclinic@gmail.com. You may also call my business line at 661-241-3651. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.